So we got a Samsung dryer here, front loader, that won't heat. And the cause of this is actually not the heating element, it is the thermal fuse. So I'm gonna show you guys how to diagnose this. I already opened it up before and I checked it out, and I determined what the issue was. It was the thermal fuse. And in order to check it, you're gonna need a meter like this, or any one that you can find. Don't have to be this brand, similar style. And you want to check for continuity. And what you could do here, you put these leads together, you get that beeping noise. Let me show you better. So put it on this setting right here, and I'm gonna show you. This is the new one. Got this off of Amazon. I believe it was $6. $6, yeah, something like that. $6. And if you have a bad one, I'm doing this with one hand, so when you have a bad one, when you touch these two together, this is a good one. A good one sounds like this. A bad one, when you touch it, you don't have, it doesn't make any noise. And I'm gonna demonstrate that in a second. I'm gonna open this up, and to start off by opening this up, you wanna take this screw and that screw out. So basically, take that out like that. And I'll try to do everything on the fly so you guys can see, but some stuff I'm gonna have to pause. So pretty much, move this stuff over here. This over here. And this kind of, put your hand on this and kind of slide that back. See how that opened up? So kind of slides in there, you just slide it back. And then you take this cover off. Just take this cover off. You can set this over to the side. Pretty much. And as you can see, you got your, your main board is under this cover right here. And you wanna take this screw, and that screw. I'm gonna remove those three. I took the wrong one off, not that one. Let's put that one back in position. I will. Hit the wrong one. But it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we hit the wrong screw. It's not but a quick fix. Let's put that back on. We want to hit this screw. So pretty much, get all these out. Once you take them off, you can kind of flip this forward, as you can see. And you got two connectors here. I'll squeeze that one. And this might be hard for me to do with one hand, so I'm gonna end up having to pause this video, and you will squeeze this one too, right here. That one came loose. Oh, there we go. And you just lift this out. So lift this out, you're good. You can set that down to the side, and then you're gonna take these 1, 2, 1, 2. If you take those out, you can come inside. You're gonna take 1, you're gonna take 2, 3, 4, and the whole front panel will come off, and then you can get down to the heating element that has the thermal fuse attached to it. All right, so I'm gonna take these off, and like I say, this is pretty much a simple, straightforward job. This is not really difficult to do. You know, some people don't want to tackle this, but it's not really that hard. But when you get to down with a heating element, you know, it's a little tight down there, so you got to remove a few things, but I'll show you guys that when I get there. But in the meantime, I'm gonna pause this video because I don't want this front to drop off while I'm taking these screws off, and I'll get back to you guys in a second. All right, I got all the screws off. So basically, you just want to lift up, go over these tabs right here. You just want to lift up this to come off. When you get in here, you gotta I believe this is your door switch here. This is your door switch. You're just gonna kind of pull it. It should come right off, and then you just lift up on this, and there you go. It's loose. Set that to the side too, and now it's gonna be hard to see. I need to get my light for you guys. So this is basically the heating element inside here, and you're gonna take this screw off here, but in order to get it out, because as you can see, it's kind of tight between here and it's kind of wide, so you're gonna have to remove this bracket, which you can see some bolts down here. It's a little dusty, dirty down there. I'm gonna get my my light so we can have a better view, so I can show you guys the thermal fuse, because it's hooked to the back left side of the heating element housing. So I'm gonna get my light, take this loose, and then we're gonna finish up from there. I'll be right back. See, I took the 2 screws out from here, took the 1 out from here. So basically, let's set the light in here. So basically, what we're gonna do, and you're gonna lift up. There's a little slot. You can see that little, goes in the slot back here. Just pull forward. You can pull this out like this. So basically, what I normally do when I'm working on, let me see if I can get it. Anyway, so as you can see, that one all the way to the back is the thermal fuse, and I might can work inside without having to take the whole thing out, take it all the way apart. But what I tell most people, or if you're working on something like this, take a picture of the wiring, like get it a good shot, so in case you have to unplug all of them, you'll know exactly how they go back. So most of the time I'm working on the heating element, I would take a picture of the wiring right here. So when I take it out and take it apart, I know exactly how it goes back, because some manufacturers have different colors, you know. So, you know, they got, you know, blue, black, or the blue could be here, double red at the front. It just depends, but I just take a picture because I work on so many different kinds that, you know, you can get confused of what goes to what. So just in case it fall apart, you know, the taping, you know, come loose, and then you got, you know, a bunch of wires like, oh, okay, what goes to what. So I recommend just taking a picture. So I'm just gonna pull it out, and then I'm gonna test it so you guys can actually see how to test each component to see if it works or see if it's bad or whatever. All right, so I'm gonna pull this out, and basically, I'm gonna see if I could do this without having to, like here, you can push back and kind of wiggle this up. And some, as you see, it's in a slot at the bottom down here. So it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Let's see if I can get it out. I got one side. There we go. As you can see, the bracket is out. Pretty much, this is what we get. You got your plugs for your heating element, and I believe you got the second one is the thermostat, and the last one is the thermal fuse. And let me see if I can. 1 second. Let me get my meter. And I'll see if I can test this for you right here. Maybe we can get something going. You know, like I said, I'm trying to do this all without a bunch of pausing and stopping so you can see exactly what's going on. So let me see if I can get them back here. Put these two. And as you can see, I'm touching these two together and there's no noise. So that lets me know it's an open circuit in that thermal fuse. So your dryer run, but it just won't heat up. And I could test these two right here. Put it on there. Put this up here. Get that here. Get that here. So you can see, we know this is working fine. And you can also test your heating element the same way. You touch one here, and we know it's working fine. We know it's not an open circuit, but like I say, the thermal fuse in the back has an open circuit. So we're gonna change that out, and I'm just gonna, you know, you just take, there's a screw here. Let me get my pointer. There's a screw here, there's a screw on the back side, and I'm just take these two wires loose. Put the new one in. That way I don't have to take these loose just to pull it out. I could just work inside here. And unfortunately for that, I'm gonna have to pause the camera on you. So, but you get the general idea. And once you switch that out, put the new one in, you should be good to go. And like I say, you can test all three of these to see what's bad. And if you're not getting any noise from one, maybe two, or maybe all three, it's kind of telling you that maybe they all three shot at the same time, which very rarely happens. It's gonna be at least one. Most of the time, it's the heating element. It breaks in the inside somewhere. And the easiest way to test it without having to take everything apart just to look inside to see it's broken, to get your meter. Put the two together. You get noise, you're good. You get no noise, it's bad. All right, so I'm gonna take this off and put this back together. But for the most part, this is my issue with this dryer. The thermal fuse was bad. And hopefully I will see you guys on the next video. And please subscribe. Thank you, and I appreciate it.